Good morning, everyone. I am the eye in the sky over here. I'll be recording this meeting, by the way.
It's not Chris, but I do believe so. The
Oh.
alternate.
Turn your little microphone to your little mute button. You can hide, but you can't. I got the hearing aids, you're not gonna hear today.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Groveland Council on Aging Board of Directors meeting on July 16th, 2025. May I have a motion to call the meeting to order at 9:30?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Oh, who did second? Linda.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I would ask today, let's see, Irene, would you read the admission statement?
I would love to. Thank you. The mission of the Council on Aging is to advocate for Groveland's older adults, to identify their needs, to develop and implement services to meet their health, economic, social, and cultural needs, to encourage maximum independence, and to improve their quality of life.
Okay, and in case I missed, a motion to call the meeting in order, to order? Did I already do that?
We did that.
You
I think
did.
you did that.
I did that, okay, thank you. All right. I'd like to do introductions, so people who are watching us can put a name to a face. And I'd like to start with Alyssa, please, and then go to Deb.
All right, thank you. Super excited to have Sharon here as her first meeting as chair. So my name is Alyssa Lee, and I serve as the director of the Groveland Council on Aging.
I'm Deb Stevenson. I'm the treasurer of the Groveland Board of the Council on Aging.
Irene Thomas, secretary of the board.
Sharon Hines, chair of the board.
Barbara Sanborn, vice chair. Linda Workman, board member.
George Orner, board member.
Has everybody had a chance to read the board directors meeting minutes of June 18th?
Yes.
May I have a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept the minutes of the board meeting.
And a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we are up to Alyssa.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Before I start, were there any questions right off the bat on the report? Not happy to walk through it. It's a hefty one. So just wanted to put a couple things out there as I did in the email when I sent it. So we're wrapping up, it's still in the process of wrapping up our fiscal year 25. And so in August, expect to give a full report in regards to some of the numbers and impact that we made, as well as hopefully a full, I believe our finances should be all set as well at that point from town standpoint. But that said, it is a new fiscal year, and knowing that we have a couple of new charges in our strategic goals for the year, we've already started on the office side of things of regarding making the office a little more welcoming, but certainly always appreciate feedback. So, small but intentional and I hope meaningful things. So reception area, when people walk through our doors in that shared office space, we've removed the plastic sneeze guard. Certainly if and when it's ever needed, we have it and we can bring it back. But I always found that we were always going to the side of the plastic, and we're meeting face-to-face in every other interaction. So we removed that. We put in a couple of chairs for people to sit, should they find the need or find that more comfortable in that waiting area as well. And we do have a new sign. Up front, we did keep our old historic sign for, history purposes, should anyone need it, to look at it, but it did have outdated hours and services that we no longer do. So now we have a sign with our new logo and tagline, caring for community, connecting people, and delivering essentials. So I hope people enjoy that. Certainly for outreach conversations, that's, a huge transition for us as the COA, and our restructuring is making sure that people have the availability and making the space accessible for private conversations, with our assistant director now being full-time for outreach services. So that is a great addition for those one-on-one conversations. Again, for people that don't know, that could be any questions about housing, that could be application help for housing, it could be where do I go for housing. We can sort of guide you through that process and point you in the right directions. That could be food security and resources, financial assistance, and heating assistance is, for better or worse, somewhat around the corner. So just have those things in mind for if you yourselves in the community need something, if you have a neighbor or friend that needs something, that we are here to be a referral and service for you. With that, we also have a new staff member, Tanya Roland. So not part of her job, she is the program coordinator, and she is that face of the organization. So we did put her desk right in front of the reception desk that people are always going to where the computer is, so that as soon as people come in, they see her and hopefully have a great experience of being acknowledged right away, to welcome them into our office and have questions answered. Website has also been undergoing an update town-wide. I know that we're still, as a town, working out the kinks and making it exactly how we would like it to be. So certainly doing the same thing for the COA pages. We just sort of cleaned it out, so it's a little less cluttered, making sure that we have particularly all of our outreach programming on there. We've integrated our calendar to be live on the website, which also includes registration links, so people can look at the calendar, click on the registration link, and also see the description. And we have staff pictures and our hours and our contact info. So yeah, it's all good stuff, but certainly, hopefully that is just the start of much more to come. Any thoughts or questions on that?
I just wanted to say that when I was in the office, I noticed right away that the sneeze guard was gone, and the chairs, I've already utilized the 2 chairs,
Yeah.
and the new sign, so it looks
Yeah.
very nice, and it's nice to walk in and see Tanya's smiling face right there.
Awesome, thank
Good
you.
move.
Yeah, I want people, we are here to serve the community, so I want to make sure that people feel welcome when they come into the office, so thank you.
And I took a look at the website yesterday, and it seems, if I could navigate it, I think I'll be able to.
Awesome, awesome. Thank
It
you.
looks friendly and welcoming and easy to use.
Okay, good. Yeah, and again, it's still an adjustment period, so if there are, well, one, we can always change the website at any point, but know that things are still being worked on, so, yeah. Finance highlights, as we said, while we are officially in a new fiscal year, we'll still have some slight changes to the finance, but, nothing extraordinarily large, just a few little things. But I can say that in June, we received about $1,200 from programming and other donations, as well as we received the reimbursement check from the MCUA for a book club grant of $825. This one we will probably see in August is my bet, the $5,000 reimbursement grant from Mass DOT program. We, exceeded our FY25 revolving account goal by about $1,200, so we brought in $21,721. So that's about 10% of our target goal. And again, how I got there was just knowing, typically what our programming fees are, in addition to sort of an average of donations that come in. So we had a goal based on real numbers, and we were able to get there. Certainly, that also includes sponsorships and things for our programming. So, yep. Just noting on the expense side of things, if you took a look at the details, there's June was a little bit higher than the previous months. There's a couple months in the year where there's a month with 3 pay cycles. June was one of those months, so that was just the big increase that may or may not have stood out to you, but certainly was on target and, well, actually under target because we did have the outreach worker role in that budget, which we did not use for the majority of the year. So, but all in line, and again, come August, we'll have the new budget numbers out for you that will reflect this month and moving forward. Any thoughts or questions on finance? Nope. Okay. Assistant Director report. So from Nisha, she just does a great job mentioning the trips and transportation. She mentions going to the Boston Aquarium in June. We heard a lot of really great feedback about that. And just serving as a reminder, continuous reminder that transportation is free for Groveland residents going within Groveland. So that can mean if you want to go to the library, if you want to go to VC Park, if you want to go to your friends, if you want to pay your bills, that, here at Town Hall, we can definitely help accompany those in addition to the medical rides and so forth. So know that it's usable for any number of things. We had a phenomenal summer kickoff program in June. We had the Memory Laners join us. They heard a lot of really great feedback. And as Nisha mentioned, a number of people said that they would love to have them back. So perhaps we'll have another opportunity to bring them back for some live music. The pantry is continuing to go well. We do have a goal, next year to increase some of our pantry numbers, so meaning that we'll try to get word out even more because we know that there is that need and making sure what can we do to help remove that stigma out there. And just a reminder that the August Traveling Chef meal is in person. It is a lunch and learn in collaboration with the Groveland Fire Department. There is still space available, and that is on August 21st. For statistics and insights, I sort of alluded to it last time. I put it down here. I just didn't even bother because I was just feeling so frustrated with why. But hopefully, so we did get the official document from AGE, the Executive Office of Aging and Independence, of what their buckets are. So I will be able to move forward and align all of ours with that. I should be able to move everything that we categorize differently into the same buckets. So hopefully everything should transfer over, but will keep you posted on that. But nothing, my gut tells me that there wasn't anything wildly different in June. Staying steady, our as usual, the luncheon sold out. A pretty steady crowd for, our weekly classes, yoga, game day, 3B fitness, all of that sort of thing. And our trips are always pretty well sold out too. So yeah, it's good stuff. Upcoming event on Monday, next Monday, July 21st, we have the Beat Generation presentation by Fran Hart. Fran Hart received a grant from the Mass Cultural Council, local cultural council grant. So she is presenting that Monday the 21st. It's a multimedia event. It will take place here inside Town Hall in the Center Meeting Room. It is free. As always, we would love to be able to plan who's coming. So if you can let us know that you're coming, we'd love to hear. But certainly, we understand plans change, and so if you want to walk in, by all means, please do. Something new that we're trying this year is Toss and Talk Tuesdays. So that is where we have the cornhole and mini ping pong out and about for people that would like to join staff in conversation. I was there the first time. Tanya was hanging out yesterday. So due to the hot weather, we did have it indoors yesterday, so we are mindful of that. When it's nice outside and doable, we will do it under the tent. If it's too hot or too rainy for whatever reason, we'll be indoors. So that's a good time. Any questions on programming things? I am working on programming, hopefully to schedule the full year out in the next month or so. But are there any thoughts?
How did the Sea Dogs trip?
Oh, Sea Dogs trip was wonderful. So
Yeah, enough? Did we fill the van? Awesome.
Oh, we didn't fill the van. But pretty close. We had 10 attendees join us, and then our van driver was also able to have a seat at the game. I myself did not take the van, but went up there with some of my family members, and it was just heard good feedback all around. I was worried because there is no shaded
I
seating.
know, yeah.
But nobody complained, at least to me. They were all very kind and very generous, and from what I heard, had a really great
Right.
experience, as did I. So yeah,
How
it was
about,
fun.
have people been showing up for the Toss and Talk?
We've had one person show up.
Well, that's okay.
So that's why
Something new we're starting.
Yeah.
We tried last year.
we tried last, and to be honest, and I'll throw it out there, that, we want to make sure that we are, one, offering programming that people want and find useful, and we also want to make sure that is efficient and productive time for us as staff, both to be there and to set it up. So if it doesn't go this year, we'll probably stop, and that's okay, So, but if people want it, they better show up. So,
But I heard that the one person who showed up had a great
Yeah.
competitive time.
yes, that is true.
I looked in yesterday, and I thought, that looks like fun. So I may be dropping in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it seems like we're having a really good time.
And it's a different light to see staff too, as well. So hopefully, but it's also available all day because I don't want to check it out just for an hour. So if you don't want to talk with staff and you just want to do it yourself, with your own friends, by all means, feel free to come. So yeah,
Next up, pickleball
right? Yes,
down
yes,
the hill.
yep, that would be awesome.
The Georgetown Council on Aging has like over 20 people every time they do it.
Oh,
And
really?
they do it at least, they have an advanced class, an intermediate class, and a beginner's class. And every time, there's over 20, yeah.
Yeah, we can look. I know I had talked with our town administrator, Rebecca Oldham, about a class. I know she had received some inquiries about teachers wanting to teach, and so that is
Yeah.
certainly a possibility to do. But, yeah.
mean-
Yeah?
And they charge $1
Oh, yeah.
Claire.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, well, that's nice.
well, the price is right. I mean, Georgetown is mopped.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, awesome. Cool, thank you, Deb. Anything else on programming? No? Okay. So as we all are aware, some changes with the recent bill that the federal government has passed. So I, just put it out there more as an educational piece to really break it down. So three things that we, for our particular audience, certainly it was a huge bill, but I just pulled out three things. So SNAP, which is formerly known as food stamps to many people, and also Medicaid, which in Massachusetts is the Mass Health Program, and for older adults, you can be duly enrolled in both, as well as the $6,000 tax credit. So I just pulled out a few things just so that people can hopefully feel informed. I put some stats in there, but the big changes, are the work requirements for adults. It used to be for adults 50 and younger, or 54 and younger, and that will be changing up to age 64. So that will impact some of our community members to have a work requirement or volunteer 20 hours a week. And then another thing is, we might not see as impactful, but just knowing the paperwork, if you've ever gone through anything that requires paperwork, it's huge, So they used to just have a standard utility deduction numbers, but now they want to see the actual utility bills. And so that number, one, sometimes it's hard to find those copies and to make the copies, and especially if you're in a shared living situation where you might not have those things. And of course, everything always needs to be faxed. We can fax for people that want to fax. We can fax for you. But so having those actual utility bills may, just have an impact on some people. So those are the two big changes for the SNAP. Note that we will receive the federal guidance next year, June 26th. And then states implement changes, December, or will really be January of 27. There is a change for cost to the states as well. So right now, administrative cost, the state covers about 50%, so that will go up, 75%. The benefit costs were 100% covered by the federal expense line. This could go up, but it really depends on the error. So it's really, if I were to give generosity to those making it, it's really trying to make sure that the errors are less in regards to administrative errors. So if there are 0 to 15% errors on SNAP applications, meaning they're getting paid too much, too little, not at all, then 100% federal is going to stay for the benefits. But if there is an error, above that benchmark for the state, then the state will then be fined and will need to cover the benefit cost. So just knowing bigger picture, that's where that is.
And will they be giving out clear guidance for filling in those forms?
Yeah, so again, that won't be implemented until December 26. So there's time for us to be able to walk people through and have questions, and honestly, who knows what changes are going to happen between now and then, right? So we are on it and know that they can talk to us. If we don't have the answer, we'll find out the answer, and certainly calling the Project Bread's food resource hotline is always a great number to call as well. They have direct access to all the SNAP information and applications. So that's sort of that. For Mass Health, again, that's the Medicaid program here in Massachusetts. I just think it's important to note that again, that dual enrollment is, a possibility for older adults, so it doesn't impact just only, one sector of people, but many. So again, there is a work requirement for older adults up to age 64. It would be 80 hours a month to volunteer or work. The recertification, again, that paperwork piece, it used to be annual, now it will be twice a year, I believe. And co-pays will be going up. And so I don't know if anybody has experience, but for worse, a lot of doctors, hospitals and things, I think because of the paperwork, and that's just my guess, often say, nope, we're not going to accept these patients anymore on this health insurance, right? Because it's just too much. So fear, of course, is where am I going to find a doctor? How am I going to do it? Again, we can try to help navigate those things. As most doctors do have a list of insurances, and we can help look that up. And people can call and ask, and they will say. So copay is going up. Retroactive coverage is limited to 1 month. It used to be three months. And then, of course, these things, similar to SNAP, the work requirement goes into effect really January 1, 27, and the retroactive coverage and the co-pays will be implemented in 27 and 28, somewhere in there. They didn't give a firm timeline. So again, happy to walk people through, and there are people that is their expertise, and we can put people in touch with those as things go out. We do get updates from the state in regards to these things too, so we can definitely push those out and have those printed out for people too as new things come up. So these aren't happening immediately. There is time to process and make sure that everything is in order and go with the flow.
Just out of
Yeah.
curiosity, when you get updates from the state, does it come directly from a state office, or is it through HSpan?
The HSpan's been sent out some. Most of the time, when I say that, I'm referring to the Executive Office of Aging and Independence.
Oh, okay.
So it's not necessarily pretty and succinct. It's text heavy about everything, but it's there. It's factual, and that's we can push those out. So yeah. Temporary tax deduction, though, $6,000. So
Temporary.
temporary. So this deduction applies to the 2025 tax year. So when you file in 26, it is set as of right now to expire in the 28 tax year. So that should really be something I know that if you're taking your taxes to be done by somebody that they will know and hopefully just apply automatically for you. AARP does their free taxes for older adults, so those do fill up quickly. We aren't on the roster to have a site here, but all of our surrounding communities are, so we can forward you to those contacts as soon as they are made public, which typically is, I feel like I have it in the November, December newsletter. We put those numbers in, so yeah. Any thoughts or questions or concerns that you want me to look into to make sure we have out for people? No?
Not right now.
Okay. Touched on it. Tanya is here. She started last week. She's been amazing so far. Very glad and excited that she's here. Her hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. As with all of us, occasionally we're out. Occasionally hours change, but those are her standard hours. So she is a point person for anybody that would like to register for anything, be that for trips, programming, meals, that kind of thing. But certainly, whoever you contact in the office, don't worry about it. We'll get you to the right person. So good. But in regards to the hiring process, we had a really great pool. We had 53 applications. We had 22 candidates were invited for our first round. 15 took me up on that invitation. And then we had 4 finalists invited for a second interview. And thank you to Sharon and Irene for for facilitating those interviews. And then ultimately we landed on Tanya, and again, glad to have her here. So, yeah. Any questions on that? No. Okay. Professional development, I'll just mention it real quick. So every year, the executive office does typically offer professional development courses. So last year, myself and Carrie completed a couple of courses. This year, I was able to complete the Person-Centered Case Management Certificate. I thought it was great. It was a pretty wide range of topics covered, but a lot of it was just sort of understanding the aging and disability networks and sort of what's out there for resources for us and assessments and things like that. So, yeah. Looking ahead, I know in one of our strategic goals for the next year is doing the community assessment. So I started gathering a few surveys that other communities have done. So I'm looking, to sort of pull from the AARP friendly age-friendly survey, but also Newton and I think it was Westboro had done a community assessment. So we want it to be tailored to our community, but there are also some pretty broad things that we can pull from as well. So pulling from those certainly will give you all a chance to review it as well, to make sure it's what we collectively want to do and offer. A couple things on that in addition to those surveys. A couple of community members, not a couple, a handful of community members are very keen on looking into property tax deductions, if there's any way we could sort of help make that happen and be an advocate for. So looking into sort of hoping to narrow down some questions on how we can figure out what our focus should be on that advocacy area. Been speaking with Mary Ann Ney from Senator Tarr's office for help and suggestions, and certainly keeping town administrator in the loop as well. All very high level, sort of just bouncing thoughts around right now, but hopefully we'll get some sort of action moving forward on that. As well as I am part of the town study group for figuring out election day possibilities, or I'm sorry, town meeting day possibilities and devices to use at town meeting. That is a select board appointed committee, so I am on there, and the questions that they come up with will ultimately be on our survey as well. To get this done, so once we have our survey, I, again, sort of broadly thinking just a wide push email and digitally, see who we capture that way. I do have a full list from the town of our older adults. It's just over 2,000. So everyone that we have emails for and or can reach via different social platforms or online platforms, we'll push out that way. And then we'll hopefully narrow that down by some amount, but probably realistically not too many over the broad scheme of things. So then September through fall, would love to get a group together. Perhaps 20 is ambitious, but we're going to go for it. I'm hoping that if I could have commitment from the board, from all of the staff members and some other volunteers, that we could really break it down. So my thought was, that we could have, for 8 weeks or so, really push it out. And that is about, 8 people per person for those 8 weeks, and see what we get. So that's my general plan. Surveys normally only get 10 to 30% back. I'm hoping for significantly more to really feel comfortable with the survey guiding our next steps as the COA. So sort of broad strokes what I'm thinking about, but happen to any feedback and or comments on how we can make this better, or ideas, welcome to it. Any thoughts on that right now?
That's
going to take a lot of organizations, so we're not duplicating?
Yeah, yeah, I'm hoping to sort out the list. So I have a full list of everyone. Yep. Yes, everyone will have a dedicated list.
And so when I was reading this in your report, when you sent it out, I was thinking, well, so some people are not going to be comfortable doing this. But
Yep.
assuming, so how do we get, two questions, well,
Yeah.
just one question. So if people aren't comfortable doing this, but we really need people to do this, how do we make it easier? Well, one is your script. You have a script.
Yep.
You might have an easy tool to track the answers. So then I thought of this, but then I'm not sure if it's better or worse. So once you know who's, replies online and you
Yeah.
whittle your list down, do you think, and I honestly, I don't know, do you think it would be better for people to take names they knew and call? It would make the caller more comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
But do you think the callee would, or the person being called, callee is probably not a word, the person being called would be less likely to answer honestly if they knew
Interesting.
the person on the other end?
Oh, I don't know. My gut, not thinking about it, would be like, oh, people that know each other might answer.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. I guess it
You're
depends on
right.
the survey questions.
yeah,
I guess it would
I
depend.
mean, and some of them are personal. Like isolation. Like, have you felt lonely?
Yeah.
In the past, 3
So
months.
that was just something, because my
Yeah.
first thought was, oh, we'll just go through, we'll grab, oh,
Yeah.
I know those 8 people.
Uh-huh.
Boom, I'll do them this week, I know those people.
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, would they really tell me the truth?
Well, so what do you
But then again,
think?
you know so many people in Groveland that you might randomly get someone you know too. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Just something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, would we be able to get people's phone numbers?
Yep.
We can?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Great.
And will once the survey is done and we're doing this outreach push, will the forms be available electronically or hard copies if we wanted to say to someone
Yes,
that we're
both.
calling? If you want this electronically, I'd be happy to send it to you, or if I have a hard copy, I could drop it off. or-
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Trying to meet people as much as we can where they are most comfortable. Thoughts on on reaching out to people we know or not?
To Deb's points, pro and con, I do think I would be more comfortable telling a stranger than somebody close to me.
Yeah. And or maybe it's a case by case. If you get your list and you know that person really well and you could say this person
Are you?
is better
Yeah.
or this person, like you can
Yeah.
make that choice too, maybe. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
I'm
Yeah.
fine doing the calls.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Can't say it's something I love to do, but I'll force myself to do it because it's important.
Yeah.
Same here.
I think, yeah. I mean, I do think it's important, and I am really. I think we can get the numbers if we make this
And I think-
intentional and what it can show us as not only just for the COA, but I also one for people to know they are going to be anonymous. So while we do have names of people to contact, it won't be on the form. We'll have it on the back end of okay, let's check it off separately. This person completed. We'll hopefully be able to give this information that we learn also to the town about how comfortable we are feeling about living here, how age friendly are we, and there's going to be some really positive things. Absolutely, we all chose to live here for a reason, but there's also areas for growth that I hope that the town, including us, can look at to make things better too.
We just did something on a smaller scale at church.
Yeah.
is
Oh
we
yeah.
went through and we took, people that, were technically involved.
Uh-huh.
And we split them up and we called and made calls to people. And I did it, didn't look forward to it. And, because I thought some people were being like, why are you bothering me? I totally expected that was going to be the response I got. Shockingly, I had people saying, oh my gosh, this is so nice that someone took the time to call.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we may be it may be a good just general outreach, not
Yeah.
only to fill the survey, you know, and again, I'm sure you're going to have people that just won't answer.
Oh, yeah.
That-
And that's okay. People don't have, if they don't want to, it's okay.
But I think that,
Yeah, yeah. I think we want to be. I know we as a COA are coming at it with a place of sincere and genuine interest in making things better, and I hope that will come across in the communications we give. So
I
yeah,
also wonder if proximity might be.
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
So if you live on this street,
yeah,
you knock on your neighbors' doors or you talk with your neighbors.
yeah. I like it. All right, so a few variables to think about how we make these lists.
2,000.
Maybe how about everyone just complete it online and then they'll list.
I'll do mine online.
But I do think the
Again, going
personal,
back to the questions,
Yeah,
I would think some people, like myself, might look at it and say, this is kind of invasive into my life and so forth, and you're gonna have it on record with my name, so,
yeah. So I just clarified that. So not going to have it on record with your name.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be separate. So if, let's say, somebody was doing out, I'm sitting with Sharon. So I'm going to have this piece of paper. I'm going to note that Sharon, I'm going to cross her name off because she's completing this paper. And then this list says that Sharon did it. This list of no names but completed surveys are going over here. Yeah.
And the other statement, my wife and I volunteer hospice, and we find that when you go into a room and somebody's in an area where they're gonna pass, they're much easier to talk to with a stranger. You know, they'll open up and they'll talk, and when the families come in, they get really quiet. So,
Yeah. Fair? Yeah. Thank you, George.
could there be, or what do you think, what do people think about maybe having a disclaimer, if you're not comfortable answering?
Yeah, so I think we'll definitely put it in the script, and if for hard copies, we'll put it in there. Yeah, absolutely. So people fully know what's going on. And same thing with the questions. While again, the ideal candidate would be like filling out all the questions and even giving me your name and contact number if we have any follow up. People can do as much or as little as they want. Again, in the interest of we truly are wanting to hear, like really hear from the community so that we can continue doing the things that are going well and making improvements in areas we can. Yeah. Good. All right. So be on the lookout for that.
The answer is, do them online.
Let's see. The last thing I had was we touched on it. The Sea Dogs game. It was on a Sunday, and a huge thank you to our van driver Steve Craven for taking his time on Sunday to drive us up there. It was a really great time, and we certainly couldn't have done it without him. So thank you to Steve. So yeah, that's it for me. Unless there's any other questions.
Thank you so much, Alyssa, for all the hard work you put into all of it. I appreciate the detailed information and your thoughtfulness in preparing this.
Could I just add one quick thing? I was just sitting here thinking about the survey. In light of the big, beautiful bill, and people are hearing about it all the time on TV, and people are nervous
Yep.
about how it's going to impact them. So perhaps as, part of the survey or when the outreach is being made, saying, we understand that these are areas of concern, so if you, feel comfortable addressing that, when you're answering the survey, that would be a great help for us to know
Yeah.
how to move forward.
Yeah. Well, and also, so two separate things. Yes, we can do that. Just thinking for programming wise, who we could get in here maybe for a question answer on specifically that somebody maybe in in the legislator that can answer those questions more specifically. I don't know if that gives people more comfort or not, but it is a resource, so I can look into both those things. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, on to subcommittee updates and listing committee members. Any information on bylaws?
Nope, nothing's changed.
We're done.
Nope.
So,
Okay.
can I
Thank you.
just, I would like to know, so exactly who was on the bylaws committee?
I was,
And-
Pam and Laurel.
So the two of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, was there anyone else? No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, and.
Well, there was Larry, because he
Larry, but
was,
he was ex officio
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah.
at that point.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, as far as the board members was what
Okay.
you're looking for, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I found a list, if I could, I'm sorry.
Oh, fabulous.
interject. I found a list back from May 15th, 2024. It was at our directors' meeting, that the subcommittees, what bylaws, Deb and Laurel. Personnel, Irene and Linda. Finance was Deb and Marie.
Ah,
And then nominating was Laurel and Linda Brown.
ah,
And the personnel, I'm sorry, was Irene and Linda Workman. And then the chair, of course, is ex officio to any of those.
I'm asking because I'm wondering if, we should have two board members designated for each committee at this point.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, for
Really need to
example,
find a
on
spot for them.
finance, it was Deb and Marie.
So we
Um,
need Barb and a George, we need space for Barbara and George, right?
Yeah,
Sharon's basically on everything.
I'd be happy to go on finance.
Yeah, you've got a lot of background with that.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, so is there any information from the Personnel Committee?
Just that there's a new hire,
All right.
and I'm just so impressed that there were so many applicants. So many applicants and so many strong candidates from which to choose. This is so encouraging.
yeah, all the candidates were, especially the final round, and Irene and Sharon were there. I mean, just really, really strong. I would have been happy, should circumstances be, to hire any of them. It was a really hard choice, so, yeah.
What a problem to have.
And I would think, looking at when positions are posted, in town hall for various positions, some of them don't get any responses, and I'm thinking probably this is a record.
As we know, the job description makes all the difference. It really sets the tone for the organization that you're working for. So just putting it out there.
Well, also, I think our more recent track record, I mean, when we were looking at hiring before, we had a pretty much of a revolving door of unsettled hiring for the most part. So I think when people see something and they may reach out to someone they know and they're like, well, what's the feel there? What's the culture? And my guess is we're in a much better position
Yeah.
if people were to do that, which than they were.
Stability and positivity.
Yeah.
Can make a world of difference.
And, I mean, we clearly, to anyone that looks, I mean, this is a growing, vibrant organization, and that attracts people.
Come and be part of the team.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes. Okay, and nominating committee?
In Laurel's absence, because she certainly knows what that's involved with, but we do need one more person on that to take Linda Brown's place. But basically, for that, you keep track of the board members what years their terms expire and when do they need to re-up. And then every year, just simply to nominate people to various positions. That's really all there is to nominating, but we do need one more person on that.
I don't have a problem volunteering for that.
George?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, George.
Thanks. All right. Okay. All right. Any other comments or questions?
No,
Did I miss something?
no, we need to go to performance evaluation now.
I know.
Okay.
So next, excuse me, next up, performance evaluation of the Council on Aging Director.
So it's that time of the year, and we all have the performance form to fill in for Alyssa. So we need to, so there are several questions about what happens, how it's filled in. So on the first page, for those who, George probably hasn't done this before, I know Linda was newly on the board last year when she did it. So the criteria or the ratings are on the front page, and then there are all the different criteria. And what we did last year that worked well was after reading through, so for example, on page 2, after reading through job knowledge / quality of work, you read through the first section and its bullets, and then give a rating 1 through 5. Ratings like 4.5 at times were given, and that's fine. We can calculate that. But one number for section A1, another number of rating for section 2, et cetera. Does that seem, okay?
Can I do an
Please.
ad
Please.
there? And I follow the similar process for certainly the
Yes.
COA staff. And I've also transferred the skill over to the job. Hiring is sometimes just gut checking that, with an actual example of why am I giving this? And I say that not because I only want X number. I say that, just for myself too. Why is this one thing just really standing out, or do I have multiple things about why I can point to and say this is it? So I would just
Right.
put it out there.
Thank you for saying that. And there's a comment section. And knowing that Alyssa is a lifelong learner and always looking for feedback so that she can improve, please be as precise as possible in the comment section with that which you have observed is done well, but also that which you have observed could be improved, and maybe even ideas for how to proceed in improving. Because when we do give the final combined assessment to Alyssa from the board, all comments will be on there, not with anyone's name connected to it, but there will be a list of comments. And I don't mind typing a lot of comments. So feedback helps us grow.
Yes,
and
it
improve.
does. I think, I would just reiterate that. Genuinely wanting to improve and grow. So knowing what works is clearly very appreciated, so we can continue doing those things. But things that you think could be better, like I do genuinely want to know. So please do share.
So, once this has been filled in, we should be setting a deadline for when we all have these completed and when they get back to people on the Personnel Committee. So today is the 16th. Any discussion about how long you think it might take you to ponder and precisely fill in your performance evaluation? I couldn't think of enough P words to make alliteration here, but
I think maybe we should give everybody a week.
a week?
Yeah.
I can do that,
How
yeah.
does that
Yeah.
sound? Okay, so that would be July 23rd, if my math is correct. Wednesday, July 23rd. Is there anything going on here on that day? That people might be attending?
The next day we have a lot of people going to the rock garden, or rock painting.
Oh, no, isn't that the day before?
It is, because I couldn't go.
Here's the calendar. The 23rd is a Wednesday.
Right.
The 24th is a Thursday.
Oh, painting the rocks, yeah.
Yeah.
What about
And
if we did that
meditation.
Friday?
Mm-hmm.
The deadline of Friday, the 25th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gives people
Is
a
that-
couple
well-
more days?
You can always turn it in early, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
That's just the deadline. Turn it in tomorrow if you want.
Oh, gosh, it takes me,
I just, no, it won't be tomorrow.
that will not happen.
That will not happen.
So deadline by July 25th, realizing that town halls only open in the morning. Now, you need to get your completed performance evaluation to Linda or to me eventually in a private way, in a confidential way. I think last year, a few people put theirs in large envelopes and dropped them off, in sealed envelopes and dropped them off at the office as well.
I don't
remember
remember
that?
I don't remember that. I
Okay.
mean, that's fine.
Yeah, that was my question.
If you are turning it in on Friday, I would just maybe put it in the COA mailbox in an envelope.
Okay,
Well, can you do it by the internet, email?
Uh-huh. To Linda or Irene, right? If they scanned it over to you or
I
took a
thought
picture?
that's not going to work for me.
I thought that we had decided against doing.
Yeah, it was
emails.
much easier, because
Because
then I'll
it's-
end up printing it anyway, so that we actually can flip and get the numbers, because we may, yeah.
A hard copy
A
is
hard,
better than,
it
in
would
this
be better
case,
to have a hard
than an
copy.
email.
Okay, so hard copy by July 25th. I think everybody has phone numbers. You could certainly put it in an envelope and drop it off in my mailbox, or just message me and tell me when it's ready, and I can come and get it, not maybe that moment, but we will work out an appropriate time.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
And so that's by when, to whom. If there's another blank here, I will take Laurel's and deliver that to her. Thank you.
I think last year,
Yeah,
Irene,
please remind me.
yeah, I think,
It's all
I think you told, no, it's great. I think
It's
you
all
told people that if they didn't feel that they had the knowledge
Yes,
to assess, like some of
Yes.
the newer people might not feel that they have the knowledge enough to.
Right.
They would just write an NA, and then when they calculated the average, they
Right.
wouldn't use
we
that.
just didn't use it.
Right.
Right, because I know Linda was so new that you had a couple of areas
Yep.
where you wrote, I haven't been here long enough to observe.
Right.
And that's, thank you for mentioning that. And that was very helpful, so then there was just no rating there. So that can happen too. We can adjust the math, we got this.
Yeah, so I would just reiterate that if you don't feel like you have the knowledge to be able to do it factually, because again, it's not just your, again, for myself, when I do these things and when I, have mentored others to do it, it's factual based on the job description. If you need if you need a copy of the job description, happy to give that to you as well. It's not a personality review, you know, so it is just really
Right.
doing the job.
It's a performance evaluation, not a personality evaluation. What more might I be forgetting? Anybody?
When are we gonna collate?
We'll figure that out.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll compare calendars and figure it out.
just to let people know I'm not here next Tuesday. I won't be here, so don't think of dropping stuff off with me, because I won't be here.
Okay. Okay, but people should have both of our phone numbers. I think I made that list public to everybody's on the board. So, you know, if you call Linda and you can't get her, you can call me or message me. Okay,
All right, thank you very much, both of you. All right, next, Friends of the Council on Aging. Larry is up.
wow.
Amazing.
That's great.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry McElhenney, President of the Friends of the Council on Aging, and one of the things that's going on this summer is we've returned to our summer coin drive. I put this vase of the old water jug in the lobby last week, and I came today and find that it's about a fifth full. That's quite impressive. Someone dropped off a bunch of coins. It's pretty heavy, and this is the time of year that when I'm walking, hiking, or riding my bicycle, and I do see a penny on the ground, I actually stoop down to pick it up because every penny counts. There's a lot of stooping. I could really get fit that way if I had all of these pennies to pick up. But it's just a sign of the support in the community for the Friends and ultimately for the Council on Aging. So thank you. Keep dropping these coins off. I actually, on my way in, pulled these out of my little tray, the little console tray in my car. So we have some here, so keep that coming up. So tomorrow is our big July event. We have our tea at the Congregational Church. We have about 40, is that right?
43.
43, which is great. People who are going to be enjoying tea sandwiches and desserts and hot tea with some dashing men serving
Music.
music, nice classical guitar music. So it is too late to sign up, but hopefully, hopefully everyone that is there is able to join us. The other thing that is upcoming and one of our fall fundraisers is the calendar for the month of November, and many of our local businesses contribute gift certificates, but we do supplement those with gift cards from Market Basket. So if anyone is interested in helping the Friends with this fundraising, you can drop off gift cards or cash that we could buy gift cards for. We like to have each day, $50 to $100 worth of prizes each day for the month of November. So we would welcome that. Yes,
Can you have gift cards from other places besides Market Basket?
absolutely. Any gift cards would be accepted. So thank everybody for the support. Any other questions anybody has?
Oh, I just wanted to mention that yesterday we did receive a generous donation from a gentleman for the tea, for the Friends, in recognition, he said, of the hard work and everything that the Friends does, and in support everything that the Council on Aging does. So that was a a lovely gift. So if you're watching, we thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Larry. Oh,
Real time.
oops.
I just, while we're still on the fronts for a moment, just again wanted to extend our gratitude to, I know many of you are friends, and definitely to Larry for doing all the work that you do. I know it is a ton of work, so really appreciate your support in helping us do the programs we do.
All right, does anyone have any other items to discuss?
I have one other thing I forgot to mention. It wasn't in here. I was talking with the director of the NEAT program, so Northern Essex Elder Transport. That's what NEAT stands for, and I know we had touched on it a little bit last week. I was going to include it in this report, then it was already too long. So, but I know we were thinking about maybe some sort of focus topics and things like that, and in knowing that it is such an essential service, and we rely on volunteers, but also just a great service for our community. If the board would be interested in having the director, her name is Dory, to come in and just give a little talk about what NEAT does, if you would be interested in that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Because I know.
It might be a good way, too, if we could let people know that if they're interested in volunteering and they'd like more information.
Yeah.
They could come and hear it, and it wouldn't necessarily be a commitment, but they could.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Is there any particular month, or should I just let her pick what works for her?
What works for her?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right.
Maybe after July?
Yeah.
I have something, it's not pressing, but as we segue into our strategic plan, the goals and some objectives, I'm thinking, just a thought, about rearranging the tables so that we can see each other face to face. I think it really helps when you're having a discussion about something and working. So, I don't know, just a thought. People
Yeah.
have any questions or
I think it's easier.
I was thinking about that after you mentioned it the other day. And yes, quite often find ourselves sliding back so that people on the end can see
Yeah.
these people and vice versa. But even if we just kept this table as is and moved that one out diagonally a little bit so that everybody could see everybody and we still would be accessible for the camera.
Camera,
And
yeah.
I did a U. A U might work.
Yes.
A U or a square is doable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
square,
Good idea.
you, yeah, I think
Okay.
that's a great
Good idea.
idea.
All right,
All right. More welcoming.
all right. So we are
Check.
on to our strategic plan and the goals. And anyone want to start that conversation?
Thank you, Irene, for documenting everything that we chatted about last time. That was helpful. Thank you.
You're very welcome, but please consider it draft.
Well, I think you captured
All right.
a lot of what we talked, most of everything we talked about, really. So I think it's really, open it up for people to add or say something that they really did not think was a great idea. And then I think I think we need to, it is the start of the fiscal year, we're in the fiscal year now, so I think we need to finalize it and make a
Yeah.
decision and move ahead with it. I don't think it needs to be, all that pretty. This is our first one. I think we just need to get something documented, formalized, and so,
And out there.
yeah. But I think what you provided us was a really good.
I just want to make
Overview.
sure that what we have is quantifiable.
I have it on my phone.
your phone just gets to whistle
Well,
a
you know
happy
what? I
tune.
Didn't, I had it on airplane mode. Because sometimes didn't feel like dealing with it. So I had to turn it off of that, and then all the text messages that I missed just popped in. Sorry about that. All right.
I do. Maybe yours. I do. Here, I'll find one for me, because I know I have extras. Dum-dum-dum. I just have two, no, I'm sure I have it. I just saw it. It's in the shuffle.
Yeah, I'm opening, I have it on my phone, I can read
What are
it.
you looking for, Irene?
Her notes that she sent out.
Oh.
So, I mean, I can read it from my phone.
You'd think I'd be better at shuffling papers by now. Oh,
You
mercy.
can never find it when you're looking for it. As soon as you stop looking, you'll find it.
Okay, so, here it is. I'm trying to find what Alyssa gave us last time. Did I leave that at home? Good, good. Oh, I thought I put one on your chair. Oh. Thank you, thank you.
On the staff side of things, again, we're still completing our performance reviews and self-reflections, so then we can add those.
Could I just ask a quick question? I'm sorry that I wasn't here last month. And I noticed under key results for our COA board, the first one, each board member records a list of 2 or more trainings and or professional resources each year. I'm assuming that means that each board member would do some type of professional development or workshop or attend something like that. Is that what the idea was?
Yeah, we had talked about it could be as simple, I mean, it could be like attending a program through the COA that was educational in nature. So for example, if we did have something about the new legislation, you could come to that. You could, if NEAT, I mean, it could be NEAT giving us or it could be something, you know how Alyssa is always sharing different websites and things like that. It could be something like that.
Okay.
It didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering about, because I would be interested in any of those,
Yeah.
whether internal, attending something, or doing something external, you know, some type of a professional development or
Right,
conference.
and it doesn't have to be anything that, you know, costs you money to do. You don't have to get like a certification. It's
Yeah.
nothing that.
Yeah.
It was more just making sure that we're trying to educate ourselves.
Great. Okay, thank you for that clarification.
So for example, last month, Alyssa gave us some links to the Massachusetts Healthy Aging Report. So even reading something like that
Okay,
is considered a training.
I would even say for anyone that attended the Ally program, you know, for
Yes.
inclusive communities last
Yes.
month would, you know, so broad, I think,
Technically,
when,
it's in June, so we can't.
oh, June, true. I loved hearing this, and, you know, we do it the same for staff, just because sometimes we just take for granted of, oh, I'll do it, or I am doing it, but then to really intentionally be mindful of, yes, I'm doing this with purpose. So I really appreciate you all making that a goal. Thank you.
And that one is quantifiable. We just, you know.
Yes, that one is.
We just keep a record and then we turn it in at some point. And again, this is not going to get anyone fired if they don't do it. Right?
Right.
So,
And then the second bullet there was Sharon's idea of sharing information gained at a training or a workshop or a program, which also seems to be quantifiable.
Absolutely. Documenting. I think the next one, develop a board ambassadors practice that one or more COA board members identified with an ambassador badge are greeters and ambassadors for the attendees at a variety of events. And I think that's quantifiable, that could be documented.
I think,
And I had actually volunteered to do that very thing on a couple of the field trips and van trips and so forth in June, and then unfortunately, because of various things, had to cancel every single one of them, so still interested.
And I'll be going on the art museum and the pizza lunch at the end of
East Boston.
August.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Irene is doing
planning to do the garden.
the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're leaving next Tuesday. That was rescheduled. Was June and now July. So yeah,
Nice
hopefully
weather.
good weather.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Are you looking for a key result? Or I'm just looking at Irene's notes.
Well, we
Or
have three
just-
pillars, and I thought we had, this way we would have a key result in each of the three pillars. It could work.
You can work.
So I wonder, again, just because I've been really hyper-focused on this as a team. So take it or leave it as you like, but just, I wonder if it could be more quantifiable. Again, just as Deb said, it's a goal, so slightly stretch. Hopefully you achieve it. If not, you tried. But to put that intentionality on it so I wonder if at a variety of events could be a little more specific, if you wanted it to be. I don't know.
It could be at one or more events.
Well, I think maybe we need to pick which events. Maybe we should say, at,
Like definitely at this kind of thing,
Yeah, like
and then anything else is extra.
at a social, maybe the luncheons, you have someone at the luncheons, you have someone at least half of the van trips. Maybe something like that. And then it does allow it to be a little more quantifiable and a little less broad.
Now, wouldn't you have the attendance of the board at some of these meetings, like, that you go to?
Well, of course. But this is for you all to take ownership of.
To actually be there.
But yeah, I do have attendance of everyone, but that's sort of my broad sector of overall, but not necessarily managing board specific. Yeah.
And the difference perhaps in just board members being there, being present, versus board members being present and actively engaging with others who are there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. Bring up a good point, because that was one of the things, I really wanted to be conscious of, particularly when we first started the van volunteer program, and Barbara, volunteered right away, is that I want to make sure that you have the opportunity just to be a participant sometimes too, and that is okay, as you should be. And so the difference being, okay, I'm going to be a volunteer and just enjoy my time, maybe with my, friend or partner who's coming, versus I am wearing my board hat, and I'm going to make sure, XYZ is done today. So, yeah.
So you really envision the ambassador being, you introduce yourself to people, you ask them if they're enjoying things, if they need anything, or,
So we could, again, draft, we could reword this bullet. It would be the third bullet on the page. Develop a board ambassador's practice that one or more COA board members, identified with an ambassador's badge, are greeters and ambassadors and engage with the attendees at each luncheon and half of the van trips.
yeah, and at least 50% of the van trips.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know I appreciated when I first started coming to events, and I think it was probably a luncheon, and Alyssa came over, because I was sitting by myself, I didn't know anybody. And, she came over, introduced herself, and I guess the person sitting next to me was someone that she knew, so she, said, Sharon, have you, or George, have you met, whoever it was, Sharon? So just that kind of interaction, and maybe noticing those kinds of things too, would be good.
Yeah.
I think we're okay if we don't have 2 for every pillar. I think we just need to jump in,
Two, yes. Let's begin. Let's
Yeah.
make a start.
Right, and I do think the last one that you had listed, developing the informational packet, I think that's very important. And that's definitely quantifiable, either it gets done or it doesn't. But I do think we probably need a subcommittee, an ad hoc subcommittee. I'm thinking to work on that.
And is the goal by the end of the year? Which
Yes,
is
we have to
okay.
have a date, too. Yep. Well, it could be even sooner.
By end of the calendar year or fiscal year?
Well, hopefully we don't need it. Hopefully we don't need to fill any board positions before the end of the fiscal year. Yeah, I think, let's give ourselves, put it like by the end of March. Because we sit here in July and think, oh, we could do it by the end of the year, and then everyone gets very busy and holidays, and maybe we do it by the end of March.
Is that agreeable?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And that way we don't leave it to the very last minute. So,
Do we want to form that committee today?
I think so.
Okay, I definitely would be interested in being a part of that.
I would
I would.
also,
I would too.
Barbara, I'd be.
Linda,
Okay.
and I would also, if 3's not too many. I found when I was going through trying to weed through and recycle some of the multitude of papers that I had in my COA bag, I did find it was something that I'm sure you probably handed off to us at one point. I don't know when, but it's a board orientation binder, and it's got a list of all kinds of things: history one-pager, staff organizational chart, board roles and responsibilities, list of members, list of committees, strategic planning document, approved budget, financials, copy of the bylaws, fundraising one-pager, board meeting minutes, at least 3 minutes, 3 meetings back. So I can make copies of this for
Oh, that would be helpful.
everyone,
Very helpful.
something to start with.
Great.
Are you on this committee?
No, I didn't have volunteer. I figured you had enough, right? You have 4? You have 3, 4?
We have Sharon, Barb, Irene. Is that what we have so far?
Linda?
Linda Workman.
And
Oh.
Linda. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm
So I
glad we
figured 4 was
clarified. Good.
Good.
Perfect.
We don't have to say Workman anymore. You're the only Linda now.
All right. Any other business comments or questions? If not, I will. Sorry. Make,
Motion to adjourn?
Yes, motion to adjourn, please.
Second?
Okay, thank you. All in
Those-
favor?
Aye.
Okay. We are adjourned at 10:53, 54. Thank you.
I will now.